This is really a tale of how life creates the two. All right, let's dive into one of biology's most incredible stories, gametogenesis. This is really a tale of how life creates the two specialized cells, the sperm and the egg, that hold the key to the next generation. It's a story of total opposites, a high-stakes journey on one side and a carefully prepared beginning on the other, all rolled into one process. Okay, so let's start with a really fundamental puzzle. Think about it. If a mother and a father each contribute all of their genetic material to a child, shouldn't that child have twice as many chromosomes? And then if that child grows up and has kids, wouldn't the number just double again? Why doesn't our genetic code just explode in size generation after generation?
Well, the answer to that gets right to the heart of the chromosome number problem. And to really get the solution, we first have to understand the default state for, most of the cells in an organism.
You see, most of your cells, your skin cells, your liver cells, your brain cells, they're what biologists call diploid. The easiest way to think about it is like this. What biologists call diploid. The easiest way to think about it is like this. They have two complete instruction manuals for building you. You get one full set of chromosomes from your mom and one full set from your dad. All right, so having two complete sets of genetic instructions is the standard. It's the default for almost every cell in your body. It's what makes you, you. But, and this is a huge but, for reproduction to actually work, this two-set system has to be completely rethought. And that brings us to the absolutely elegant solution that life came up with to solve that doubling problem we were just talking about. The solution is the creation of a very, very special type of cell, the haploid cell.
So unlike our regular body cells, our gametes, that's the sperm and the egg, are haploid. What does that mean? Well, instead of two sets of chromosomes, these specialized cells carry only one single complete set. Just one set. This is the whole key. By cutting the number of chromosomes in half, the body is preparing for that fusion that's going to happen during fertilization. But how does a diploid cell even become a haploid cell? How does it do that? It all happens through a really specialized type of cell division called meiosis. Now, this is not your everyday cell division. It's what we call a reduction division, which means its entire purpose is to take a diploid cell with its two sets of chromosomes and just neatly slice that number in half, producing these haploid gametes. And this is where the whole system just comes full circle so beautifully. When a haploid sperm fertilizes a haploid egg, their single sets of chromosomes combine, 1 + 1 = 2. And just like that, the new individual, which we call a zygote, is back to the correct diploid number, with one set from each parent. The chromosome problem is solved. Genius. Okay, so now that we've got the numbers game sorted out, let's look at the two players themselves, the two gametes, because their designs could not be more different. First up, the male gamete, the sperm. It is an absolute marvel of biological specialization. The sperm cell has been stripped down for one mission, and one mission only: find the egg and fertilize it. Everything about its structure, everything about its design is optimized for the single critical task. I mean, just look at this anatomy. The nucleus is just a super tightly packed payload of DNA. The flagellum is this powerful tail. It's the motor that drives it forward. And that motor is fueled by a whole bunch of mitochondria, the cell's power plants, crammed right there at the base of the tail. And then at the very tip, you've got recognition molecules to make sure it's locking onto the right egg, and a payload of enzymes ready to breach the egg's outer defenses. It's basically a biological torpedo.
Okay, now let's look at the other half of this story, the female gamete, the egg, or ovum. If the sperm is a specialized seeker, the egg is a self-sufficient starter kit for a brand new life. And it's often the single largest cell a species produces. The egg has a much, much bigger job. I mean, yeah, it provides its haploid set of chromosomes, but honestly, that's just the beginning. Its other massive function is to pack in everything the new embryo is going to need to survive and develop in those first crucial hours and days, way before it can get nourishment from any other source. And wow, what a starter kit it is. It's loaded with high-energy nutrients like lipids. It also stockpiles these critical building materials, things like histone proteins, which are like tiny spools to help neatly wind up all the new DNA, and tubulin, which is like microscopic scaffolding to build the cell's internal skeleton. And this might be the most fascinating part. It contains spatial information. These are molecules that are spread out unevenly, and they act as a kind of blueprint, telling the embryo which way is up, down, front, and back from the very first moment.
So you end up with these two cells, the sperm and the egg. Both are created through gametogenesis, but they have completely opposite strategies for making sure the species continues. This table really just drives that contrast home, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the sperm. It's tiny, it's agile, it's built for one thing, to travel. On the other side, you have the egg. It's enormous, it's stationary, and it's built to be both a fortress and a fully stocked nursery. The sperm brings the DNA and an engine. The egg brings DNA, a pantry, a toolbox, and the blueprint. They are perfect complements to each other. If you take away just one thing today, let it be this. The sperm is a marvel of engineering that's built for a journey. The egg is a marvel of planning that's built for a beginning. Two completely different designs working together to achieve one incredible goal.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought to chew on. We always focus on the DNA from both parents as the thing that determines what an offspring will be. But when you think about it, given that the egg provides not just genes, but all the initial building blocks, all the food, and even the spatial instructions, how much of an embryo's earliest fate is already decided before the sperm has even arrived? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining us.